Michael Penix Jr., when he came in the last 3 games, he wasn't under a lot of duress. He was able to move and still effectively get the ball down the field. So there is something with the Falcons' offensive line. It's just, which pieces are you going to value the most? Clearly, Jake Matthews was number 1 and had the contract that was the easiest to maneuver. But I don't think it's a bad thing to try to keep this group together because you got Bijan Robinson now in as a Pro Bowler.
No doubt. Your running game is a big part of what you want to do, and it keeps the defenders off your quarterback when you have an effective running game. Drew Dahlman, what's he gonna bring in? What are people going to try to pay Drew Dahlman? Because he's been talked about as a very highly sought-after center in the league, and I don't think you need to be overpaying centers. But at the same time, we've seen what not having a center that knows what he's doing can do to a football team. Can absolutely set you back a couple years, which it did for our Falcons. So legal tampering period officially begins at noon today, I believe. It'll go for a couple days and then lead you right into the new league year, and a whole bunch of stuff will start getting done, as it already has over the weekend.
Because nobody has started tampering already,
no.
as we found out last year. I talked to the trainers, and we're trying to get Darnell Mooney in here as well. What? Kirk, shut.
There goes the draft pick.
It's unbelievable.
He's the worst free agent signing. I asked that question on social media. Is Kirk Cousins the worst free agent signing in Atlanta sports history? Right now, the pushback I'm getting is B.J. Upton.
Ooh. Oh, now we have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you don't look at the money, though, it's the money with the cap and what you got per game or per season. The fact that you gave a guy $100 million to not even finish a season, that's not just Atlanta. That might be one of the all-timers when you're not talking about a guy having a catastrophic career-ending injury. He was banged up, but yeah, $100 million for 13 games,
right? 9
games.
I'm not counting the rest of those games.
You don't count those?
No, it cost us a season. B.J. Upton in his 2 years in Atlanta, his first year he was at the Sean Murphy line. He hit 184 with 9 homers and 26 runs driven in. 2014, he hit 208 with 12 homers.
How many games did he play? Does it say?
He played 126 his first year and 141 his second.
At least you got some games out of him.
I would rather him not
but
play.
Did you?
When you're hitting 184.
Did you get anything out of him?
My
I think it was more of his attitude, too, just how it came off. Sean Murphy, there is something to, look, his oblique went out on him, or he just suffered another injury. It wasn't, he was just bad, and then he's got a stank attitude. It was a little bit more than just a bad play with B.J. Upton.
But does that come into play with Kirk Cousins? Not that he's had a bad attitude, but he just feels shifty. Like he just feels... Everything that we learned about Kirk Cousins on that Netflix documentary, it feels like we're getting the exact opposite here.
404-231-1680. Worst signings in Atlanta history. Those are 2 very good ones. Obviously, Ray Edwards with the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, I don't want to start the week off with that, but Ray Edwards, what he did and came in here, and it was, you would have thought he was Myles Garrett coming in here from Minnesota.
Defensive end position.
Guy was very high on himself in. He thought he was, alpha dude coming into a situation where we needed a pass rusher, and he didn't do diddly poo.
The funny part, and I looked up his contract. Now, it's different times. It's like 12 years ago. He got 5 years and $27.5 million. $11 million of it was guaranteed.
That was big money back.
Now, he only gave us 18, 19 games, 20 games before they got rid of him. Like, you have to be pretty bad for you to have that kind of contract back then when that contract meant something. And in the second year, they go, I'm good. Just leave. We want no more of you.
404-231-1680. You can weigh in on the worst signings in Atlanta history. Chin, you're up first. Thank you for calling us here in the locker room. Thank you for joining us here in the Fan.
I'm going to go old school. Nick Asaski. We signed him. He got off the airplane. He caught vertigo. Yeah. He sat around for like 2 to 3 years, and mysteriously the next team, he didn't have vertigo. It can't be getting worse than that. Thanks a lot, guys. Love your show.
Appreciate it. That's an old school one for sure, but he did have vertigo forever and never really did anything here with the Braves.
No, that was just a 1-year deal, too. Nothing going on with Nick Asaski. Nolan, you're up. Thank you for calling us here. Worst signing in Atlanta.
I don't know if he's quite the worst, but Mike Hampton could not stay healthy for the Braves, and it felt like every season it was something. I remember watching him try to come back, and I saw him warming up in the bullpen, and that's when he pulled his pec. So dude just couldn't stay on the field.
Mike Hampton was another one.
We might need to, are we giving something away? Oh, do you have to work for it? That's a good pull. And again, that was injury, bad luck, snake bitten. A situation where you're looking at how many home runs he could hit as opposed to how many times he was going to be out there. But Mike Hampton, certainly one of those deals. So we have two Braves as one of our worst signings group. Nobody for the Falcons yet or nobody for the Hawks.
The crazy part, and again, this is where salaries have changed. Mike Hampton, I think for his total career, might have only got $140 million, which again seems like pennies, but that's very, very true. $48 million of it was here with the Braves, and you did not get $48 million worth of production.
He had 14 wins in his first year here, 13 the next year. Then he was hurt a lot, only played in 12 games. Then he missed the next 2 seasons altogether.
I'd still put Cousins above that because this guy's 100. You're going to pay him $65 million to not be here, to go play for somebody else.
What does the other team have to pay him? Is this a Russell Wilson type of situation?
If we cut him, they pay him whatever they pay him, and we eat everything. If somebody trades for him, again, if somebody trades for him.
Come on, Seattle.
They will eat part of his contract.
Which they don't have to do.
I think it's $27.5 million, and I'll give you the exact numbers here in 1 second with Kirk Cousins if they end up trading him, because you can do a pre-June 1st trade or a post-June 1st trade designation with the NFL. So if you look at that, and I've just pulled up the numbers, pre-June 1st trade, you save $2 million. If you put it as a post-June 1 designation,
10?
The other team picks up $27.5 million of the contract.
That's in a trade.
Yeah, in a trade. Nobody's doing that.
Nobody's going to do that.
No, that's why you're hamstrung. You're stuck.
You just have to eat it.
You're going to eat $65 million, whether it's 65 this year or 40 this year and 25 next year. You're paying this dude $65 million not to be here.
How about Kent Bazemore? He had a decent run, and then his contract came up, and we paid him $70 million. 4 years, $70 million for Kent Bazemore. A really likable guy, too, but not a $70 million player for the Atlanta Hawks.
Speedy Claxton.
Oh!
4 years, $25 million with the Hawks. He played 44 games total.
He was hurt.
Here's my thing, and I know people have hit messages already on the Harris Cherokee Casino Twitter feed. Kirk Cousins was hurt. He was good for 9 games. That's all part of it, though.
Yeah, but he didn't tell us that, and he didn't act like he was hurt. He had a game and a bye week to get all the treatment he could possibly get and never leave the building.
He did that, right?
He went to Michigan to go see his alma mater play and took a vacation with his lovely family.
While he was hurt.
And
then came back hurt and then stayed hurt.
Right. Then tried to play, then played terrible, then got benched, and then waited till after the season to tell us that he got hurt against the Saints.
404-231-1680. Stephanie, you'll have the last say. One of the worst Atlanta signings you've seen.
Cole Hamels.
Oh.
Did he play like one game? I think he pitched one game.
Is that true?
He did.
One game is all he pitched for the Atlanta Braves.
I heard
she might be the
some rumors about he wasn't really all in on baseball at that point.
He had given up before he got here?
Yeah. I'm just
He's
saying.
old?
He wasn't
was
young.
35, 36.
Yeah.
So
Was that also was that the COVID year or was it before the COVID year?
That was 2020.
So, yeah, he may have had some reasons not even to want to be here, but, yeah, that is a terrible, terrible signing.